An 8-year-old followed our friend Stacey Campfield around the Tennessee Capitol. Remember Stacey Campfield of the Don't Say Gay bill? He's the guy who wanted to pass a bill in Tennessee, state senator, saying that teachers just really can't talk about homosexuality. If a teacher is gay, which of course he probably thinks is very rare and maybe not even something that happens in Tennessee, but it certainly does. Teachers can't talk about being gay or about their partners. There can't be references made to homosexual relationships or partnerships of any kind, etc. That never went anywhere. But now Stacey Campfield, who now is refusing to come on this show because he doesn't like how past interviews went, said that he is going to be dropping a bill which linked academic performance to a family's welfare benefits. So the idea was the amount of welfare benefits a family receives, presumably a family that deserves welfare benefits, otherwise why would they be getting them in the first place, would depend on academic performance for children in the school system. Now, right away, we can see how this is a disastrous idea, how even though Stacey Campfield said, hey, listen, the requirements would be low, it would just be a couple parent-teacher conferences and a few other things, the mere idea of it is very, very problematic, given that we are trying to create a situation for children where if they don't have the right support from parents, they still get some of the benefits that the government has established for people in need.
Right.
And creating another way to separate children from those benefits is only going to put children in a worse position. It doesn't make any sense. That being said, 8-year-old Aamira Fetuga followed around Stacey Campfield, asking him questions about why he was doing what he's doing, and eventually he did relent on this bill, although he says it had nothing to do with being followed around by this 8-year-old at the Capitol. Take a look at this.
You are so weak to not listen to a child.
That's the way we take the cause benefits from people.
Well, I wouldn't, as long as the parent shows up to school and even goes to 2 parent-teacher conferences and they're exempt.
You're targeting a very small percentage of the share.
Yes, and
You have to deal with this.
children as props is shameful.
She's not a prop. She's a
You
real
are
child.
using a child as a prop. And good. And I want that child to get a quality education. Every child should have a quality education.
All right, so he says that you are using your child as a prop, and he is critical of that. You know what's worse than using children as props? Not being able to answer simple questions in a logical way from an 8-year-old.
Perhaps. I mean, I have to say, I don't like it every time parents put their kids up to something like this. I mean, clearly, I really doubt this 8-year-old had a firm grasp on this issue on her own and proactively decided to go talk to Mr. Campfield about this.
Natan, what do you think about that? Do you agree with Stacey Campfield and Lewis that this is not a good use of the kid, that the kid is clearly being used here?
Yeah, based on that clip, it looked like the girl didn't really know what was going on, and that whoever that was behind her, if that was her mom or someone else who knew her, was just using her to then, have the clip appear on shows like our show.
Was it worth it, given that Stacey Campfield dropped the bill?
I don't know. It depends on what the reasons for dropping. Maybe he was going to drop the bill anyway. I mean,
well, he would certainly have you believe that there were other reasons that he dropped it.
When you do use kids like this, it does get a lot of attention. But
does that make it right?
Does that make it right? I don't know.
That is the question for the audience. Let me know about this. Go to our website, davidpakman.com. Contact us. If this did achieve the goal, is it still not right? Was the child being used? What do you think? I'm really curious what people think.
What I'm concerned about is that if the case were a conservative parent having the kid go up and ask a liberal why they support killing fetuses, I think at that point we would be more likely to call it child abuse and not to say, oh, yeah, you know what's worse? Not being able to answer the question.
We absolutely would, because that would be a morally bankrupt bill that they're trying to pass, whether.
But that's treating the kid in the exact same identical
completely.
way.
It's totally subjective. Absolutely. So that is where I'm framing the question. If you do think that this is okay, what would you think if it was the situation Natan described? Or are we just against using kids in this way, period, no matter what the goal is? That's the question.
Well, it's certainly not the same subject matter. I mean, here we're dealing with something that is not nearly as polarizing as these social issues that are really between a parent and their child, right? So it's a little bit of a different situation.
This is more
there.
of an issue between the child and the government and school.
And the parent. It's all inclusive.
Yeah. All right. I'm curious to see what feedback we get. I predict it will be pretty mixed. Let's take a break. Next, we'll talk to Matthew Filipovich from the Matthew Filipovich Show, and then still plenty more coming up. I'm glad you're with us today. DavidPakman.com, the bright green banner at the top of the page, takes you to our Indiegogo campaign. We're raising money. Check it out.
The David Pakman Show at davidpakman.com.